Hey guys,
You want to say anything?
let me just glance at this for a second. 56-20 from the paint, 27-13. Yeah. We shoot 50 for the game. We shoot 30. All right, guys, I'm ready. It's first round of the ACC tournament. Without Garrison, found that out earlier in the day. Challenged our post guys, the other three guys, yesterday because we thought he would probably play but would be limited. So I challenged those other three guys yesterday to be focused and ready to play regardless of how many minutes we were going to give them. I think it was no doubt in my mind it was a factor that Notre Dame played last night and basically played 7 or 8 guys most of the minutes. And so we had more guys in, we were fresher, and I thought that was a huge part of the game for us. But our big guys hurt them early inside, and I think Caleb made a 3 early. And then after that, we didn't shoot it very well until the second half. And in the second half, we were 6 for 11 from 3 in the second half. So we're very lucky to catch them where they played last night, but I loved the way all of our big guys played.
C.L. Brown.
Roy, can you also give us an update on Garrison's availability tomorrow? I mean,
I have no idea, guys.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'd like to give an update because that would mean I have one. But again, we thought he was going to be able to play up until today. We didn't practice him yesterday except the warm-up stuff, and I thought he would be able to go, but it was still bothering. It's the same thing the first play of the Duke game when he made the basket and came down on Matthew Hurt's foot.
Andrew Jones.
Coach, how much you said the Notre Dame play the other night, that was a factor, but how pleased were you with your team's energy, their activity, and their decisiveness out there?
In the first half, I was pleased. The first 4 minutes of the second half, I was not pleased at all and jumped them a little bit at that TV timeout. But after that, we got it inside 2 or 3 times in a row. We got some stops. Andrew Playtech made a 3 in front of our bench, and I knew we had a big run. I didn't look at the score. I don't have any idea what it was, but I knew we were having a very significant run at that point. And then even to the next TV timeout, that 4 minutes there, we had continued to play unselfishly, and we're getting some stops and making shots. And so everything is, you guys have heard me say 1,000 times, when the ball goes in the basket, everything looks a lot better.
Mike Barber.
Yeah, Roy, you talked a year ago about Armando, spinning and twirling and all that too much. What kind of a development have you seen in his game?
Well, I think when he doesn't do that, he's a much better basketball player. There's no question about it, because the more spinning around you do, the defense just tightens in on you and more people get involved, and you're not as fundamentally sound. But I think that 20 and 13, that's pretty impressive, 7 out of 10. But there were times during this year that Armando was our most consistent player. And I think that was extremely important to us all season. And he and Dayron really dominated the game early in the first half, and they make a 3 and we turn it over in the last couple of minutes, and it still was whatever the score was at halftime. It was still 14 points, and then we come out and make a 3 the first possession of the second half too.
Brendan.
Hey, Roy, yeah, you've already talked in recent weeks about Walker's development and how much those COVID quarantines back before the season started had set him back. But recently, what would you say has been the most important development about his actual game? Something he's understanding on the floor that maybe he didn't more earlier in the season?
Well, guys, you missed 14 days. Up to the second 2 days before the first game starts, you miss a lot of stuff. And that was very significant for him. But he's understood the game more. He's gotten more confident. He's shooting the ball in practice. All of his numbers in practice have gotten better and better. And this is a 6 or 7 game stretch. I don't know how many it is that he's just gotten better and better as he's gone along. But it really is that he's just continued to work hard and has gotten better, has gotten more confident. And I think one thing is his knees were bothering him quite a bit for a while, even middle of the, after 10 or 15 games in the season. And I think that Doug has done a great job in helping him. He's done the treatment that he's needed to do and made it even better. So a lot of it's just his sweat and his work ethic, and it's really shown for him these last 7 or 8 games.
Dan Tortora.
Did you get your answers?
Coach, last season, after you played that game against Syracuse, everything stopped. The world stopped, essentially. Just what you can say about being back in this tournament and what the ACC and really college basketball did to make sure that we could get back to this point and do it safely.
Well, I think, knock on wood, it means I'm hitting myself in the head. I think we have really been good around the country. Yes, there's been blips here and there. Mike and I talked before the game. He lost a bunch of home games. We lost a bunch of home games. But I'm really stunned that we've been able to get as far as we have, as safely as we have. And I think you've got to really congratulate the young people. That's the bottom line. I mean, those older guys like me or something, it's not as difficult, but I think you have to congratulate the young kids or in every school around the country, the job that they have done. And yes, I do remember being here last year when all this stuff happened, and it was so sad. And I'm scared to death about the spikes that could be coming if we're opening up too soon. A couple of states are already doing that. But for the whole, I think our kids should be congratulated for what they've done. And our league and NCAA as a whole have been listening to the scientists and not the politicians. And I think that's been great.
We got time for a couple more, and then Armando's almost ready. Adam.
In the ACC, but not as the bowl.
Roy, you get Virginia Tech tomorrow night, and obviously that was a game that dropped off your schedule. You didn't play them. Are they in any way sort of a mystery because of the pauses that they've had and the fact that you haven't seen them?
Yeah, it's strange because I haven't seen them nearly as much as I've seen some of the other teams in our league, and it's because we didn't play them at all. We played Clemson once and we lost that home game. We played Miami once and lost that home game. And Boston College would be the other team that I hardly saw them play. And that's Boston College and Virginia Tech, both in that same category. And they're a little bit of a mystery. I have seen them play some, but not nearly as much as I have the other teams. They'll be even more rested than we are, and we understand that. But Michael does a great job, and I saw their game against Virginia, and they were off the charts so good in that game. And that's probably saw a few moments of some of the other games, but their game against Virginia, that stretch that they had in the second half was just off the charts.
Last one,
Danny Thompson.
Coach Danny Thompson with the 3-point conversion. You've coached a lot of basketball in a lot of different places. Have you ever had a night where you don't have your best post player, but you had 3 guys with double-doubles from the post and just as dominant as Bakat, Sharp, and Walker was tonight?
I don't know that I've ever had that. We've had 3 or 4 big guys on our team a lot. And when I was at Kansas and here, and that they've been very good players. And I like to play big guys. I like to play 2 big guys. Mark Few and myself are about the only guys in the country to still play 2 big guys together. But, I don't know that I've had with those stats that you gave up. But at Kansas, I had Rafe LaFrance, Scott Pollard, T.J. Pugh, and Greg Ostertag, 3 near 7-footers. And then we had Nick Collison, Drew Gooden, and Wayne Simeon. So we've had really good players, but I don't know if we've ever had those kind of stats come up from that game. But it was good, and they stepped up to the challenge. Garrison's our most experienced player, the most sound fundamentally defensively, and that was the part that I was worried about the most.
All right, here's one. I'm sorry.
Before I get out of here too, guys, how about you guys writing an article about that we have players on our team that practice and play all year long and get to the ACC tournament and can't dress out? I mean, my gosh. If the bowl game, if the football team gets to go to the bowl game, they can dress out everybody in the world. But we come to the ACC tournament, which is traditionally part of the NCAA tournament, and these kids have practiced all year long. I had to have 2 guys tonight that couldn't dress out. And to me, that's not right. And it's not anything about too many suits and ties on the bench because nobody's wearing a suit and tie, and you can separate 17 guys just as much as you can 15. So we need to do something about that rule. Thank you, guys.
Well said. Armando, now you're up. Thank you, Coach. Yes, sir.
All right, we'll have Armando here shortly. Raise your hand with questions for Armando, please. CL, you're first.
Armando, obviously you guys scored a season high, but I thought defensively you played extremely well. What was the difference between this and that first meeting against Notre Dame when they were able to get 11 threes?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of bad to put it like this, but it was win or go home. We knew we had to go out there and just compete. And, man, obviously just the way they came back yesterday was kind of scary. And not having Garrison, we just knew, like, we could not let up on them. We couldn't let Leshevsky get going or Hub. And, I mean, I thought we went out there and competed hard on defense. We got all the right rotations. We did a good job of communicating without our defensive leader, Garrison. So I thought it was overall a good job by all of us, and we stepped up.
Ross?
Hey, Armando, what do you have to say about Walker Kessler's play? He just seems super active, and with his length on those blocks, I mean, your perspective of his game and really his improvement from a couple of weeks ago to now.
I mean, yeah, Kess, I mean, he's special right now, and he's going to be even more special down the line. I mean, obviously, he probably has the highest upside out of all the bigs, and he's just putting everything along. And, I mean, I think it just speaks to just how talented our front court is. Even with Sterling not playing too, I mean, if you see Sterling in practice, some of the stuff he does, I mean, there's days he dominates and make it tough on me, Dayron, and Kess, blocking our shots, scoring in the paint. I mean, it's a good front court. I mean, I feel like we all just get better from playing against each other, and that was just one of the main things I was telling Kess at the beginning of the year when it was like a little rough. Just, you're not going to play no bigs better than Sterling or me or Dayron, really, on that daily basis. So I just feel like he's just putting it all together, and I mean, he's special.
Mike Barber, go ahead.
Yeah, Armando, coach said that, knowing that Garrison might be limited, he challenged you guys yesterday. What did he say, and how did you guys kind of take that?
Yeah, I mean, coach came up to us. It was not a good chance that Garrison was playing, so he just told us he needed us all to just step up. And he kind of asked us a question like, what do y'all think Garrison does the best, better than all y'all? And we all just looked at each other and we said communicate all at the same time. So I knew me specifically, just having experience playing in the ACC tournament last year, that was one of the things I had to do out there was just help communicate and try to do a good job of just putting us in position and just different coverages and stuff like that, making sure we all were sharp.
Mark Armstrong?
Just out of curiosity, Mondo, what would happen if the four of you guys and Sterling were the starting lineup? How would that shake out?
We would get every rebound, I can say that. I don't know about anything else, but I know we would get every rebound.
Brendan?
I don't know how I could follow that up, but Armando, when you guys are in there and you are dominating, getting all the offensive boards like that, what is that feeling like? I mean, is there like a sense of pride? Like, what is that like being in that moment?
I mean, definitely. It's so fun. I mean, I feel like me and Dayron are probably the two best offensive rebounders in the country. And I mean, I really don't even really get to play with them because we kind of got a lot of similarities. So we kind of just want to keep one of us on the floor at the same time. So just being able to play with him today, I mean, it was just fun. We talk about it all the time. And I knew me and him would have a fun time on the boards today. And also just being able to play with Kess, too. It's just fun. I mean, we beat each other up in practice all the time, every day. We make it tough on each other. So just going against other bigs, it's just a lot easier, just getting to the offensive glass.
Thank you.
Joe Dillard?
Yes. Legacy maker here from the 804 area. Armando, talk to me about how much the game has slowed down for you, and did it lead to your efficiency tonight with your points and rebounds?
Definitely. I mean, last year was just more just rushing and just trying to get a shot off, but now I'm more patient. I can take my time, and I'm just comfortable in any situation. I can make a play and just go score.
All right, this is going to be the last one for Mondo. Andrew?
Hey, Mondo, when you guys are dominating the offensive glass like that, shooters say when they're in a zone, they can kind of feel it. What's it like knowing that every missed shot that goes up there, you guys have a great chance of pulling it down?
I mean, it's a fun feeling just knowing. I mean, it gives us a chance to kind of like pat our stats on the offensive boards. I mean, we had competitions to go out there and see who can get the most offensive boards. I mean, it's just fun just being able to rebound shots and give second chances for us on just putback stuff like that, but also the shooters on the outside that might have missed. I mean, it just makes the game a lot easier. It draws fouls. I got a couple fouls on Leshevsky today, and we got Durham some fouls from just going to the offensive glass. It just makes the game a lot easier.
All right, Armando, thank you. Aaron, here we go. Thank you, Armando. No problem.
All right, we got Dayron Sharp coming in. You can raise your hands for Dayron.
Yeah, thank you.
Jacob Turner.
I need this on. Oh, you don't have to. It's your call. Either one. I mean, you're with Josh and Nate, so you're fine.
Go ahead, Jacob.
Hey, Dayron, a big performance from you tonight, obviously, and I know it was a lot different of an experience than you probably thought it was a couple years ago when you kind of thought about playing in the ACC tournament for the first time. But I'm just kind of curious on what it was like for you to kind of finally experience playing in Greensboro in the ACC tournament and kind of building off of that. How important is it for you guys to kind of put this big win behind you and switch the focus to Virginia Tech ASAP?
I feel like everybody already focused for Virginia Tech game. You know, it's a tournament. You play every day. You got to, like, once you win, it's on to the next. And like, right after the game, I feel like we was all focused on ready for Virginia Tech.
Greg Barnes.
Dayron, Roy said that he challenged you and Armando and Walker when it looked like Garrison was not going to be able to play. How did you process that, and kind of what was the key for you coming into this game, getting off to a hot start?
Losing Garrison was a big part. You know, he's our leader. He's way more vocal on defense than anybody. But me, Mondo, and Carousel knew like it's a win or go home situation, and we ought to step our game up.
Ryan Keys.
Dayron, I know it's difficult when a game is such a big blowout like that to take real lessons from it, but you know, after performing like that, is there anything you guys are focusing on going into tomorrow in particular?
We're gonna try to keep the same energy we had this game. Play defense the same way, deny the passes, playing hard, no open threes, open looks for the shooters. Feed the bigs, you know, inside out game. Get our guards into it. Same thing we did this game. We'll try to bring it into our next game.
All right, a couple more here. Luke, go ahead.
Hey, Dayron, it seems like this team has peaked a couple of times this season after Louisville and then lost to Marquette and then a big win versus Florida State and lost to Syracuse. Seems like you guys have now had a couple of games and got some momentum with Duke and now today versus Notre Dame. How do you continue that momentum into Virginia Tech and kind of to finish your season?
I feel like everybody has to stay locked in, stay focused, zoned in, and get ready for the next game. Keep the same energy. We can't be like inconsistent, win one big game and then lose to the next game. We got to keep it going.
Okay, last one, Dan Tortora.
Hey, Ron, just what you can say about, I mean, in this game, almost 60 total rebounds and just shy of 60 points in the paint. Just how much fun it is to be on a team like this. And Mondo was talking about how you all challenge each other and just what you could say about that.
I think it's a lot of fun playing with other guys. They can play in the paint, and that's just as good as you. It challenges us to be better every day in practice. You know, we all are competing versus each other, and just so we can be better than each other.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dayron. We'll get Walker Kessler in here momentarily, everybody.
Walker, you're awesome. Thank you very much. Last player.
Brendan, go ahead first.
Thanks. Hey, Walker, I'm just sort of wondering, were you aware late in the game there that you had set an ACC tournament record for blocks?
I was not. No, I was not aware.
When you hear that, what is that? You know, what's sort of the first reaction?
You know, I guess it really hasn't really settled in that much because like I've always just blocked shots in high school. So I'm sure later tonight when I'm laying in bed, it'll settle in. I'm sure.
Thanks,
Ross.
Hey, Walker, what's the key to being a good shot blocker? I mean, you're pretty freaking tall, but other than that, what goes into it in your strategy and blocking those shots?
Yeah, you stole my answer. I would say height has a big thing to do with it, obviously. I would say, you know, discipline, staying down, timing. Yeah, but height's probably the biggest factor for sure.
CL.
Walker, obviously you were close to a triple-double, which has only been done, if I'm not mistaken, 2 other times in Carolina's history. Was there any chance you would lobby Coach Williams to stay in to try and get 2 more blocks, or did you not even know where your total was, when you came out the game?
If I wanted to sleep tonight in my bed, probably shouldn't have said anything to Coach, so I didn't. No, I mean I wasn't really concerned about it. I was just happy to get the win.
Adam?
Walker, I believe you're technically right-handed, but is there something about those block shots with your left hand? It seems like you're more comfortable, I don't know, measuring guys or going up with your left and blocking it. How does that work out for you with the left hand?
I just I don't really think about it. I just go get the ball. And I guess there's a tendency of my left hand blocking it more. I didn't really notice that. But good on you to catch that, because I didn't.
Thank you.
Gregory Hall?
Walker, never compliment Adam ever again. But what was the mentality going into today's game, knowing that Garrison was questionable? Armando said all three of you guys looked at each other and just said communication, which is what Garrison brings. You guys needed to step up. Just what was the process for you guys to get ready for tonight?
Yeah, I would agree with Mondo. Garrison's a very good communicator. He's a leader. He's a vet, very skilled player. And, even without him, with him, we have the best front court in the nation by far, easily. And then without him, we all kind of understood that, we got to, step up a little bit. Like, not one person has to, do it by themselves. Like, if we all step up a little bit, we can slightly make up for Garrison's absence, even though, obviously we're not as good if Garrison's out.
A couple more guys. Brian Keys.
Walker, you almost had 9 if a couple calls go a different way, because you got the goaltending and then the 24-second violation that you kind of touched right as the buzzer's going. If you could redo that, any chance you want those back? I don't know what the record in a ACC tournament game is, but I'm guessing 9 is probably sets it.
Yeah, that would be nice, but I'm not really too concerned about it. I just want to go, win the tournament. That's the only thing I got on my mind.
All right, last one, Jacob.
Hey, Walker, I asked Dayron a similar question a few minutes ago, but obviously it's a big win for you guys tonight. But quick turnaround, Virginia Tech tomorrow night. I think Dayron already said that he noticed in the locker room that the guys' focus is kind of already shifted to that game. Just kind of your thoughts on that and when the focus shifts for you to tomorrow night.
Yeah, coach in the locker room said celebrate this win till midnight, and then after that, quick turnaround, got you ready for the next game. And Virginia Tech's a very good team, so we got to be ready.
All right, Walker, thank you.
You've got 20 minutes to celebrate. Get on it.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it.